Well, Valentina, before we bring Andre on, we want to end by saying the name of someone in the skating world. And we want to hear the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this name, okay? We did this when we first started TSL. So I'm going to start with Miki Ando, Dave's girl.
Oh, Miki. She's the sweetest person I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about
She is someone that always like cheers in you and charge you with positive energy, and she is the one that never changed it. With the fame or without the fame, she stayed herself, and
Love
she's always there. Yeah, she's the one that writes and checks on you, and like Alyssa, like I mean, they two different characters, but Alyssa is the sweet girl that never changed it, and she is the bliss, you know, the one that the dear friends I have in skating. Yeah.
How about Daisuke Takahashi?
Woo! Oh, that I met him, and it was like I met him like the first year. I was 3 weeks after I moved to Detroit, and we went for dinner. I remember with Jeremy and Daisuke and Yuka, and that I didn't even know he was able to speak English, and it was like it was a fun night altogether. Yeah, no. Like
He's a nice,
he's
yeah.
a very funny guy. It's a very funny guy. I didn't know him at all, so I didn't know what to expect. And he's just like down to earth, very funny, very like spontaneous, and making jokes. Super talented, and one of my favorite male skaters. Yeah.
How about Fumi Siguri?
Fumi, woohoo! She works a lot.
Yes, she does.
She's like, yeah, she hard worker. She was with in the group of Nikolai when I first got there, and I remember her like warming up for the sessions like even 1 hour and a half before, and like doing all her bar routine. Yeah. She was working like many hours, so a hard worker. Yeah.
How about Nikolai Morozov?
What? Okay.
Are you sweating?
No, I'm not. I didn't expect that. I thought it was skaters, but okay.
Just anybody in the skating world.
Genius.
Yeah.
Like it could be genius, very much genius. Something that it could really get. It taught me how to skate. He always told me. I learned to skate once not I learned to skate, but I became a better skater once I started to teach. So he really wanted us to teach a bit to understand what it is like to stroke, to skate, and to glide, and to. So sometimes he would get us in the not in the public session, but in the younger ones session, and he would say like, okay, try to teach him a spin, or try to teach him like a rocker, try to do that. So it really was an open mind experience when I first got there, because I had a total different image of what it was my skating and what it could become my skating if I would work in a certain way. So maybe his ways of teaching were not fitting with what I would want to, what I was expecting going there. But 3 years were pretty intense, but that made me the skaters that I am now. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
How about Javier Fernandez?
Javi, I call him my little brother because it was always me and him sticking together. From the fact also that Javi didn't speak a lot of English when he first got to Nikolai, so I was the one who was speaking the closest language to him. And so in between Italian and Spanish, we were trying to get it together. Another super talented guy. Another one that, when he understood how to do it, he raced through the podium and went up. Because he's a crazy one, and hard worker too, but like the time we were with Nikolai, it was more than crazy on the ice. Yeah, but yeah, I saw him doing like quads and axles, and we would like stroke together, we would laugh together, we would just go out for dinner. I remember in Latvia, it was for some weeks just me, him, and Florent going out for dinner and eating a pizza and a soda and paying like 10 euros total for the free. And we felt so like this is our world. We don't spend anything. We stay here forever.
Just get everything, yeah, cheap.
Yeah. But yeah, he's my little brother, and he lived with us for a little bit when we were skating in Italy, because he was coming to Italy to skate with Walter. When when Nikolai was traveling a lot, we would go back, and then Walter Rizzo would be our point of he would get like all the skaters of Nikolai to train while I was away. If we wouldn't be able to travel with him, because sometimes we would travel during the Grand Prix season with him during each Grand Prix. But I would go back because I wouldn't have like the money to travel that much. So, and Javi too. So he stayed at my house and playing with my brothers, because my middle brother has the same age as Avi. So it's part of the family. My mom always recalls him as like one of. He has been one of my kids. So yeah, little brother.
Well, how about Florent Amodio?
Flo, another one who young and talented and crazy guy, but crazy of both of them. I say like in a nice way, because their craziness brought them where they are now and what they have like achieved in the past. So
a good kind of crazy.
Yeah, good kind of crazy, but yeah. Javi and him, they got in like not at the same time, because if I recall, was like Avi first and then Florent after, or like maybe the opposite. I don't really remember what it was, but clearly with both of them, Nikolai got out all he had. Like he was having fun on the ice with them, like working on the steps, because they have good feet, good knees, so they can do whatever he could do, How
about Brian Joubert?
Brian, hard worker too, very hard worker and believer, and he always dreams big, and he loves skating so much, and it doesn't surprise me that he's still like doing shows and still having fun doing shows, because that's all he lives for. And I mean, he was a big part of my skating career and like not my private life too, but he's a good friend. He's the one that with whom you don't talk much, but then when you text or call, is like the longest discussions ever about everything, and he's very honest with me, and we can tell each other anything, because I know it wouldn't get out.
Yes.
It would stay with him, and I was a lot in love, and we've been like together through a lot. So skating together, even like sharing the same apartment at the skating camp, and yeah, it's a good example. And he's another one that I knew him since he was 17, so it was still no one, and with me never changed it. I don't know with the others, but with me he stayed the same, and he's still like that 17-year-old with whom I danced one night when we were playing bowling, and that's when I fell in love. But that waited until I was 18 to give me a kiss, because I was 18. So
so that was okay. I like that.
How about Adam Rippon?
That's another one. I mean, those are all the names with whom like not I grew up with, but I lived with Adam, same apartment too in Detroit, and he was the first one that got me under. I don't know how to say in English. His shoulder, like his wing, like when I got to Detroit, and it was good, because he's the confident, and he was like the young one, but very mature one for being young, and and the one who taught me that slangs in English. So we have a lot of memories about my bad English.
How
But yeah,
about Alyssa Cisney?
Alyssa, like David likes to say like black and white swan, but we definitely are not. And as soon as we were done with the first part of the interview the last week, I wrote her, David thinks that, but I don't think we are.
I heard that she didn't have to do any talking in the rink between you and the girl from Mexico who was training. Alyssa said that she never got a word in the entire time that you were training, Valentina.
She let me do the talk. But she's that one that her like being silent meant much more than 1,000 words, you know.
Yes.
But again, not in a mean way, but in a good way. Because with Alyssa, there's always right away that thing clicked between us, and I fully trust her. And she was the one who, when I moved from Detroit, that helped me to pack up everything. Was the one helping me deciding what I would leave here, what I would like bring back home, and I left her a few things that I knew she would enjoy, and she is the one that you can cry with, you can laugh with, and you can open up with. Alyssa is just someone that I never found anywhere like in the skating world. So pure, so modest, and pure.
Yeah.
It's just what you see, it's what she is. But she does have that fire.
Oh yeah.
And if you know her, she does have, and then plus she's very beautiful.
Speaking of fire, how about Jillian?
Woohoo, Jillian. She's my mentor. I need every week of like a day with Jillian, because Jillian's can calm me down, and she can get out like really the best out of me. And she's a good advisor, and she believes in me and us a lot. When you asked me the other day if we talk about skating, yes, we do talk about skating, but not in a way like let's watch like the triple twist, how to do it and whatever. It's not a technique wise. With her, it's more of like how to deal in the partnership, and how to train, and how
the bigger picture. Yeah,
the bigger picture. And she really is helping me on like focusing on just few things and not everything, and what to focus on, because she's experienced. So who better than her like can help me? So Gina has that fire, that competitive thing, even in the practice, that I love. That some could get it as mean, but I don't see it at all. She's just very competitive, and I'm the same. If we play a game on the ice during stroking class, we want to win. And I make sure I'm always in the in the team of Jillian,
because she's gonna win. Yeah,
not that is gonna win for sure, but for
give
sure
it the
she's
best
making
effort.
everything to win.
Yes.
And that's what I get from her, because if you watch their long program during the practice, and even going into worlds, they always put down a show. They don't go just because they have to train the long. They go because that's how they want to compete. And that's a thing that always like Jason Dungeon would always tell me, like, practice as you want to compete, and you are gonna compete as you practice. So that's why sometimes it would get a bit intense on the ice in Detroit, because I'm very severe with myself, and tough. So sometimes I would be like too much critical, and as Jason, you said, is calm. Like, you would always see the positive, even in a long where you fall from the beginning to the end. So that's where like argues could come. But I literally remember just once when he shouted on me. It's like unusual that they do that, and I love that, because we are almost 30, and there's no point to shout on your athlete. Like, this is something that we are doing for us. They are there to help us. Like, what would change if you shout and it doesn't? And that's the good thing. So Jillian is a good example and a good vibe also on the ice. And she witnessed us from really the beginning of the starting of our like professional relationship and partnership. And she always been there to push us and trusted us. So that's why we are very happy to train with them and to have them on our side. Well, better to have Jillian on your good side than your bad side.
That is very true.